Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. In this video, I want us to listen to some remarks made by Mithika Linturi, the agriculture CS. Linturi made some remarks that have angered a section of Kenyans. Mithika is heard saying that Kenya's government has contracted maize farmers in Zambia to grow maize in Zambia, which they will sell to Kenya's government. Yes. So Kenya's government contracts Zambia's maize farmers, they grow maize in Zambia, then they sell to Kenya. Listen to Mithika Linturi before we continue.
I'm telling the country that we have very good news in a very few months, because we are getting serious support from the government of Zambia by giving us opportunity to ship maize from Zambia to Kenya. I am getting land to grow maize to bring to Kenya as a short-term, immediate measure to address the problem, because we can grow maize. They can grow maize in 4 months. I want to tell you, by the end of August, we will have brought down the cost of unga to less than 120 shillings. We are not negotiating. I'm even going extra miles in contracting farmers to do farming for maize. In another few weeks, I'm going there to give farmers contracts to do maize for me to buy to bring to Kenya. Whatever they produce, I will take, because the cost of production in Zambia is quite low. I am going to get a ton of,
what percentage compared to
my friend, I'm getting $300 per ton. If you were to work out that arithmetic, $300 per ton means what? Is when you say a dollar probably won't be, today's at 130, although 130 times 300 is 3,900. That is 3,900 is what the Zambians are likely to sell their maize to me for a ton. So if a ton is 1,000 kilos, so 3,900 divided by 1,000 means that I will buy a kilo of maize less than 40 or around 40 shillings. So what I only need to do is negotiate with Tazara Ridley or anybody else to ship the maize in Kenya, and the worst case scenario, probably even if the transport was to be double, we will get to 80. So if we were to get maize here a kilo at 80, then we are good to go.
So that will be as soon as August?
In 4 months' time, because now, we have to contract them to do the farming for us. Anybody to get in the farmers know who will take that produce. So I'm saying, I've told you the other immediate measure, I've given the permits to the free to bring in the maize. I have given people permits to bring rice into the country. And these ones are supposed to be here in the next 14 days.
How many farmers?
So as we consume what we have imported, then we are preparing other farmers outside Kenya to grow maize for us to bring to Kenya. So we will address the issue. Don't be worried. You're not sleep hungry, my friend. Yes. So look for money to buy, as well as at the same time, make sure that small shamba of yours, whatever size it is, you have planted an onion, a cabbage, a tomato.
Yes. I'm not just getting those remarks by Mithika Linturi. I don't know what he's saying, because that's not normal. How can Kenya, instead of empowering maize farmers in Kenya, Kenya is empowering maize farmers in Zambia? It's not just adding up from whichever angle you look at it. It's not just adding up. And those sentiments by Mithika Linturi goes on to reinforce some rumors we have all along been hearing, that Ruto is planting maize in Congo. Listening to the agriculture says, somebody who should be protecting and empowering maize farmers in Kenya. Listening to him speak the way he's speaking, it might be possible that some top government officials are planting maize in Congo, and now they are moving from Congo to Zambia. It's highly possible, ladies and gentlemen. Having said that, what are the games being played here? Some few months ago, I think it was in January, William Ruto, at a live televised interview, made it very clear that the shortage was 10 million bags of maize. That having looked at their figures, what Kenyan farmers have produced, there is a shortage of about 10 million bags. So they wanted to import the 10 million bags to fill in the gap. So many Kenyans made a lot of noise, and the government all of a sudden went silent on the importation route. Only that once in a while, they keep contradicting themselves. Today, one government official says we are importing, tomorrow another one saying we are not importing. At a televised live interview, William Ruto himself made it very clear that 10,000 acres of land at Galana Kulalu had been allocated for maize planting. And Ruto made it very clear that that was to make Kenya food secure. Just 2 months ago, what happened of the 10,000 acres at Galana Kulalu that William Ruto promised was to be allocated for maize planting for the time being? What happened to the 10,000 acres at Galana Kulalu? So Ruto was lying to Kenyans, and it might be possible that this is a government just playing ping pong games with Kenyans. If you look at Ruto and his team, if you look on how they are ruling, the way they are taking Kenya, I think Kenya is cursed. If these are the leaders Kenyans elected, then Kenyans are cursed. This is a very clueless team. A team that does not care about the welfare of the common man. Contracting maize farmers in Zambia will kill maize farming in Kenya, in Kalenjin Rift Valley. Our brothers from the Rift should wake up. Your businesses, your farming is being destroyed by William Ruto and his team. I'm very sure that that strategy won't be sustained. It's not sustainable. It's not something that can be done for a very long period of time. It will collapse. And by the time it will collapse, maize farming in Kenya shall have been destroyed beyond repair. Let me put it that way. So Kenyans should actually wake up to know that this government is actually killing their businesses and their farming altogether. And also listening to William Ruto and his team, I'm seeing a very high possibility where Ruto and the likes of Mithika Linturi, they are taking advantage of the political naivety among Kenyans. They know Kenyans in most occasions just vote along party and ethnic lines. So irrespective of whether a leader is delivering or not, Ruto has got that belief that Kenyans will always hold along ethnic and party lines. It's high time Kenyans wake up, reject these individuals calling themselves leaders. This is not just acceptable. And if you compare Kenya to countries such as Israel and Egypt, Israel and Egypt are more like deserts. But when it comes to agriculture, they are really getting it right. We never saw Israel actually going to plant, or rather to do the agriculture in Iraq. They found a long-lasting solution, and now Israel is food secure. The sentiments by Mithika Linturi confirms that Ruto and his team are short-sighted. They are not looking at the bigger picture. They can't drive this country to the road of prosperity. They are actually killing Kenya's economy. This government should be rejected, should be resisted. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you.